Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It is day 2 of our charity stream to support Fisher House Foundation. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Welcome to the channel. I use she, her pronouns. And we are having here some fun D&D to raise money for Fisher House Foundation, which provides care, housing, and support for veterans and their families, while veterans and or members of their family undergo treatment at VA hospitals and DoD hospitals around the world. They're a great organization. You can also do a bunch of other things to donate. They also take donations in hotel rewards points, or even sometimes people need to travel from one area to another to go to a more specialized hospital, and they will take donations in airline points as well, if they can, to try and get as many people as much support as possible. So I am going to share in the chat the link so that you can donate, because you're going to be able to donate to affect the game. And so you can donate. Why is Tiltify being weird? Just love that when it's weird. Okay, there we go. So you can donate to affect the game. There are 2 tabs. One says incentives, one says polls. Make sure you vote on the polls side. If you just kind of click that and add it to any of the other incentives that you pick, that way you can vote for which branch should win the Battle of the Branches. And please, 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 I think you should be voting for Team Coast Guard. But as long as, the Jarheads don't win, right? Right now, apparently, the Grunts are in front, which is about usually where they should be. But if you don't know, welcome to my channel. I'm a military brat, and I'm allowed to make all of those jokes. But help us support this great cause. Help us donate as you can, and donate to affect the game. You can donate to give the players advantages, to give the GM an advantage, to give crit successes. And also you can donate to give them, pretty presents, like magic items, or to make things worse. I'm just saying. And somebody, at the end of last night's stream, donated specifically to give a player advantage and a crit success right at the end of last night's stream. So you guys are going into this game with 1 advantage and 1 crit success on the table. But we're going to go around and let my players introduce themselves, because they are wonderful people for volunteering to get up for 9:30 in the morning on a Monday. I thank you so much. Why don't we start on my left on the overlay. I can do sides. Left on the overlay with Jim. Hey Jim, welcome back. I appreciate you.
Hello! Yay! I'm Jim. I use he, him pronouns, and I am only part of my brain is awake, and I can't wait for the rest of my brain to wake up to whatever horrors we're going through in a couple of hours. I will be playing a character I've had since for a couple of decades now, I think. Vadath the Grim, that I play occasionally, just pull out to play an occasional little one shots and what have you, and he's probably rather upset with me by now for doing that to him, but who knows. Half orc druid who knows full well that the end of the world is coming.
Yeah, but it's not here yet. And the other wonderful player who's agreed to get up this early in the morning, and it's even earlier where he is. Hey Chris, welcome in. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. I am Chris Geary, and I use he, they pronouns. You will get to see a new character I decided to throw together just for this, because I thought it'd be fun. We all know monks like to punch things, but I decided to make a monk that punches things with strength, so he's also part barbarian. I call him Sergei. Sergei Korsakov. Do not worry about that. Whatever brings the end, I punch it. You be safe.
Thank you for embracing this shenaniganry and fun this morning, y'all. That's what I needed. So I am here. Thank you again for being here. Thank you again for donating. Thank you for those of you in chat. And the link is in chat if you want to donate. Great. But also if you would just share it around and promote it, it's a great way to get more people eyes on it and help build more fun times. And possibly violence, you know? Things that happened yesterday. A lot of things happened yesterday, but first up, hi, you all. We are welcome and we're going to dive right into this D&D shenaniganry. You are part of an outreach program that the Temple of Torm has embraced, where they have a kind of hired in quotation marks, a bunch of freelance adventurers, those kind of low-level adventurers, where the temple will say, hey, we've gotten reports from a bunch of people about this one guy's farm has been overrun by zombie hands. Can you go deal with that? Because that's not really an issue that, like, the great heroes of Faerun are going to touch, right? Like, actual anthropomorphized mad cows wandering around, you know, just in the hillside doing strange stuff at night, that's not, you know, Dris Duerden is not going to take a contract for random mad cow issues. But the temple has kind of embraced these low-level adventurers. They let these adventurers know about these events. They give them a little, like, token. It's a little, like, badge that they can present, that they are part of this initiative. In return, the temple says, here, at the start of every adventure, we're going to give you 3 healing potions each, and you can keep anything you find, you can keep any spoils that you find. We just ask that if you find more than 100 gold, not items, but gold, you donate 50 back to the temple. And it's, you know, kind of a very kind of chill kind of approach to things. It makes things kind of easy, it kind of fosters a lot of things, and, you know, has been pretty good for a lot of outreach. You know, and those badges that you're given are recognized across most of Faerun. It's not gonna, you know, a lot of the time it's presenting is gonna prevent the guards or, like, the Flaming Fists from hassling you for, like, low-level stuff of breaking and entering. Not really gonna protect you against public murder. Not really a thing. But, you know, no one does. That is a thing. But this morning we are going to begin underground in the great city of Gauntlgrim that has been reclaimed by Bruenor Battlehelm. The city is a wash of sound, mostly heavy hammers, the sound of heavy booted feet treading across stone as it has been for centuries now that it's been reclaimed. It's also hot. It's what happens when you build it over, like, a magma river and there may or may not be a primordial fire titan chained up in the basement, running the powering the forges. It just might be, you know. I'm just, it's a rumor. Welcome to Faerun.
Do they let the Titan box for fun?
I don't know. No one's ever confirmed.
Okay.
I don't think so. It's not.
Well, you know, the charity amateur leagues are a great place to get out some extra energy.
I don't know anyone who would be in her weight class.
Good point.
Right, like, who would be in a primordial fire titan's weight class?
I have to put on weight. I understand.
Also height.
Good point.
Titan, much bigger. And this is the morning where you all are invited to the local Temple of Torm. Torm is well regarded amongst the dwarves of Gauntlgrim and as a strong figure, very popular. So he has a very large temple in the main temple district. One of the few non-specifically dwarven gods that is very well he and Tyr are big. They're real big fans of. Not so big a fan of Corleon, but is anybody really? I mean, is anyone actually a fan of that schmuck? And I'm using that term intentionally because I know what it means. But because of that, they have a pretty large temple, and the temples of Torm are perfectly spherical, like the Pantheon in Rome. Perfectly spherical dome, large oculus in the middle, but it's covered with stained glass that reflects beautiful patterns. Well, the ones outside, above ground, all reflect beautiful patterns. They had to put like a light box above the oculus here under Gauntlgrim to kind of get the same effect, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And dwarven ingenuity means it actually looks almost better than if it was a real sun. Almost. But these are things that we deal with in life. But they've also kind of got in these big main temples in these big main cities, small kind of radiating chapels around the outside of the main sanctified space. And one of these, usually the one at if you enter the temple with these big, large, above ground they're brass, underground, well, Gauntlgrim may have used a very nice alloy of mithril and silverite to make sure that they just flash just right in the sun, in the fires of the magma river below. And these large doors, of course, emblazoned with the various attributes of Torm and calling on his favor, great things. Beautiful, beautiful work. Absolutely stunning. 10 out of 10, would hire these craftsmen again. They're all probably dead and have been for centuries, but I'm sure there's a Red Wizard of Thay that we could deal with, having options, there are ways around it. If that's the thing that you're into. But the one, this chapel that's at the 2 o'clock position, if we say the doors are at the 6 o'clock position of this perfectly spherical temple, it's kind of square, about 15 by 20 feet, just a large, long desk, and it's a little lower. There's a female presenting dwarf behind the desk with a very large, long scroll and a very large, slightly oversized quill that kind of sits in the quill rest to her right as she's just taking notes and looks up as the two of you enter. What does she see?
After you, good sir.
All right. It's one of those things where there's almost this hesitation before he decides to go in first, and he's like, all right, fine. Vadath is the sort of person who, when he walks into the room, it gets just a tiny bit dimmer in that room for no apparent reason. But he is shrouded in this, usually in this black or sometimes a dark blue sort of cowl and sort of big sort of robe, which means he has been sweating profusely down here. He typically it's one of those weird sort of things where it's like, do I go ahead and take it off? I think I'd probably get more on, it's one of those things where he kind of, he keeps the robe on generally so that he doesn't have to deal with people so much. So it's kind of hard to see his face unless you're standing like right there. He's sort of a bit shadowed, but he comes in. He's got walking with his staff, um, and it's a big fella. He's over 6 feet, and just from the hands you'd be able to see he has dark gray skin. Anyone who actually does look at his face would see he sort of has sort of these coal black eyes, and he has tattoos. Um, and he just basically will come in. Have we been asked to come in here, or are we just
Yes.
answering an ad?
You've been asked. There's a level of like circulation, right? Like there's a certain number of people that are not really assigned, but are given like this is the temple that you can be working out of, and then they kind of like cycle through. There's like you're at the top of the pile, so this bunch of lists, oh, we're going to send for these people because they're at the top of the pile, and then we can, if they can't do it, then we'll go to the next name on the list, and kind of, nice allotment for freelance workers.
Yeah. So he will just sort of shuffle in, stand a little off to the side, and nod at the gnome without saying anything.
Dwarf.
Dwarf? I'm sorry. Brain.
Yes.
Wrong
No.
place.
It's okay.
I watched one of your streams yesterday and I transposed a thing. This is a
You
dwarf.
did. It was
I will nod at the dwarf.
There was a gnome at the
Yeah.
at the temple in Neverwinter.
Yes.
But we're in Gauntlgrim,
Of course. Yeah. Just
and
nods to the
dwarves
dwarf.
and dwarves are very good at bureaucracy. Funnily enough, you wouldn't expect it, but they're very, it's all of that crafting. They need to make sure everything, large scale projects require detailed oriented individuals to run them. And they kind of apply that to everything else in their lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what does she see when she looks at Sergei?
Mute. It is my nemesis. Anyway, when Sergei enters, for anyone who I guess hasn't watched Full Metal Alchemist, you probably should. They basically see Sig Curtis, big stocky gentleman, dark hair. He doesn't have much of an affect, but doesn't also come across as like mean or anything like that. He's just it has a very large presence, and he walks up and raises his hand of Torm's symbol, and then turns it into a fist and thumps his chest and says, "Sergei Korsakov, reporting for duty."
All right then. We have a small problem and we got a bigger problem. You want a small problem or the bigger problem first?
Big ones are easier to punch.
All right then. There's a mess of dire Corbies that's causing a problem.
Oh.
What kind of problem?
Well, see, the dire Corbies aren't really the brightest. They are kind of intelligent. Are they intelligent? It's a question. It is indeed a question that might be answered by some folk. It's not me. Giant, walking, kind of talking, but mostly just screaming, causing folk to go mad. Corvids walking around in large groups, causing folk to go mad. Their migration patterns have changed, which is a problem because, now they're closer to the city and we need them to not be here. They drive folk mad. It's not a good thing. Ooh.
We
Do
stop
I,
madness. I understand.
do I know anything nature-wise regarding
Dire Corbies.
dire Corby migrations or anything
You
of that
may
nature?
roll me a nature
Should,
to know about the Dire Corby
I don't know.
migration.
I have nature.
Mhm.
Give it a try. He watches these things. He reads the Farmer's Almanac. Uh,
Druid makes sense.
21.
21. With a 21, Dire Corbies are special. Because, look, they're just Dire Corbies. Dire Corbies are one of those things that you look at Faerun and you go, really? Really these exist? Oh, my internet is crapping. Don't crap, internet. Okay. So they wander the Underdark in just like vast flocks, looking for fungus and lichen and small vermin that they feed on, and they're appreciated by like travelers who, and explorers who want to like chart the Underdark because they move in such vast quantities that it's easy to kind of find where their migratory patterns are, and they're kind of very easy. However, when I say that they make these horrid sounds, it's quite literally. They hoot, they howl, it's a maddening cacophony, and they will literally drive people mad to the point that spellcasters cannot focus enough to cast spells, even their simplest, anything but like basic cantrips, when they're kind of going off. It makes... Usually they avoid major settlements, right? Like, Gauntled Grim is a big mass of people. They're not really usually going to be looking to get that close to a major city. They're going to kind of swing around or go other places to find what they're looking for, their feeding grounds. But sometimes a lot of these, if there's like a tunnel collapse, or if there's some other reason, the Corvies will change their migration pattern and open a new pathway, right? It's like any large amount of herding or something. And they, because of it, it can be very useful for explorers, but it can also be problems because, they'll find new pathways, and sometimes those new pathways will go random places. For them to be coming this close to the city of Gauntled Grim, something has to be moving them, right? Like, there's either been a major collapse that the city needs to know about for, like, to address the pathways around the city and the caverns around the city, or there's something else bigger and more threatening that's driving the Corbies closer to, it's like...
Yeah.
Picture what would happen and what would change the flight migration patterns of a flock of Canadian geese that have found and established in any major park on the East Coast. Why would they leave?
Yeah. Okay. So having heard that there's sort of my migration has changed, I'm assuming that I've just arrived here in Gauntled Grim, so just sort of looking over at them, and I just sort of will say, this might be a symptom of a bigger problem. Depends what unless you've been doing a lot of extensive construction in their areas, have you?
Not to my knowledge, but again, I am not in charge of governmental progress in the city. I run y'all lot. You lot, sorry. Trying to put y'all in that accent was not gonna work. You lot.
It was a valiant effort.
It was a valiant attempt. Yeah.
I was like, what the hell was that? I've done weirder things.
It might be fleet. Yeah.
Yeah, but so
They
I
might be
reckon.
fleeing in front of something.
So again, that's a bigger problem. They're too close. Find out why they're close, and maybe possibly persuade them to go somewhere else. If not, we'll find some other way to do it with violence.
Right.
Oh, don't punch them first.
No.
I mean, you can if you want. I don't object. You know, it's not like they're not inherently violent, and you can just see on this dwarf's face this opinion of like, I should be able to punch it. I kind of want to punch it, but I am a responsible adult individual, and I'm not gonna punch it first.
Understood.
All right. Are there any places nearby? I need to find a place nearby.
I can give you directions to the general caverns that they've started moving to.
Right.
I even have a
Right.
map for you, your pile of potions as is allotted, and yeah, that's it.
Right.
Don't get dead.
Right, we're gonna need. Death comes for us all, and sort of.
Yeah,
I
but
just
don't have
without
to
a
come
word, just sort of then
now.
shuffle over. Sort of shrug. Goes over and starts picking up some of the equipment. There's. They eat like moss and lichen. You said, right? They're they're mostly like
So-
herbivorous, or
Mice, lichen, small vermin, basically what any other
oh,
corvid
mice.
would actually eat.
Yeah. Okay.
They're just bipedal and nominally sapient or sentient.
Okay. Do they? Do they speak the? I see. They speak Undercommon. Okay, yeah, probably. I'm guessing. If they speak anything. Okay.
No, they don't.
Pick
They
up
don't speak
stuff.
any languages.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. I'm wondering if speaking with animals would work with these, but we'll probably find that out shortly.
Technically, they're a humanoid. Oh, they do speak Undercommon.
Mm.
They do technically speak Undercommon.
Oh, okay. All right. There we go.
So, you will get handed a map.
Yeah.
You'll get handed your gear. Yeah, a dire corby might attack. You know, technically they're neutral evil, so you know. But then a lot of things in the Underdark are, you know, evil. That doesn't necessarily mean
Isn't
they all
that
want
just
to-
all propaganda started by the elves?
I thought it was started by Corleone. Like, just straight up started by Corleone.
Yeah, I blame the elves for him. They still associate with him.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, it's all his fault. We know it's his fault. So, like, they're not necessarily gonna attack you first. There have been reports, and usually very common, of people who are like, yeah, I just kind of stuff my ears or cast a silencing spell on myself, and they are the best travel escort because they will protect, you know, nothing is gonna get near me, and I can just like walk among the flock and then walk out. It's like, great, they're gonna be cool. Nothing else is gonna eat me when I'm walking with the flock, kind of level of stuff, that they are known to do this. But at the same time, you're like, do you want to do that? So
I need to get some wax.
the priestess will turn to you and is like, I got plenty of wax. What's wrong? I mean, we've got plenty of wax. Wax we got lots of. There's all those candles and stuff. I can get you some wax. That's cheap.
Okay.
You got anything? You got anything to feed the? You have any corvid food, things of that nature?
Don't you know the first rule?
Anything that'll.
It's the first rule. It's the first rule at NEC. Don't feed the damn birds. It's the first rule.
Yes, it is. Yes, yes. Cool.
Don't feed the pigeons.
Yeah, of course.
Don't feed the seagulls. Don't feed the rats.
Wait.
You've got no one that keeps.
They're equally as evil.
And you've got no one that supplies folks what keep birds as pets down here.
There's a large look at you like you're in Gauntlgrim. No birds. Funnily enough, that is actually canon. There are no avian flying.
Oh, okay.
There are no avians in Gauntlgrim. And with that role in nature, you would kind of know this. There are no naturally occurring avians underground.
Okay, I wondered about that when you mentioned it, so I was not sure.
No,
So you said, well, they're down here, so maybe there are birds down here.
No, the dire corbies are bipedal and technically humanoid.
Okay, so it's more of a thing. Okay,
They're,
all right.
They're like
Well,
6
in that
feet
case-
tall. They're like 6 feet tall crows that walk on their feet.
Yeah.
Don't fly. And that may or may not. This is why I say they're sentient, but they maybe aren't sentient because they apparently, according to
Yeah.
stories, got into a really violent altercation with the giant bats and had this giant war with the giant bats, and that's how they lost the ability to fly. And they hate giant bats because of it.
Yeah. Okay. I can gather some stuff on the way if need be.
Yeah.
I want to bring them an offering of something so that it's.
Yeah, no, you can definitely do that as you work along.
Yeah.
But as you make your way out, I can do a thing. Zoop. Doop.
Just to be clear, Sergey is disappointed that there are no chicken wings in Gauntlgrim.
Oh no, they're chicken wings. There are plenty of chicken
They're
wings.
avians.
Yeah, but they import the chickens to kill them.
Oh, okay.
They're not
I was
keeping chickens.
bullet there.
They're not keeping chickens. They buy from a human producer in Neverwinter. It's that nice bridge has been completed. It makes it a lot easier to get
Gotcha.
that trade between Gauntlgrim and Neverwinter going. If you
I
were
was
playing-
worried there for a moment.
Nah. They also get pork that way. Well, pork is easier to keep underground, but
I understand.
you should see yourselves on a map now. In the dark. At the bottom of the map. So you might have to zoom out and then see it because it should have revealed something to you.
Oh, yep.
I see myself.
I see. Yeah, Vidath.
Yeah, but Sergey doesn't have dark vision.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
I can't see myself.
Sergey doesn't have dark vision. Therefore, now, if somebody had a torch, I could fix that. Or some sort
Okay.
of light system, but
I will light a torch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Need be. I have the ability, I think. Let me look at my spells again. Jesus. What did I
Save your
do?
slots.
Redo. Yeah.
This is easy magic. I will light
I
one of
don't,
my
never mind.
torches.
okay. You are now have a torch.
Hooray!
You have light. You also emit light. It's great. Dynamic lighting in Roll20 is fun, y'all. But it's hard to get reproduced on stream, so I'm sorry. So, you have been shown, like, given directions out, kind of like outside and to the southeast of the city. Well, southwest of the city. Sorry, I had to look at the map again and reorient myself. The caverns that kind of lead further into the Underdark, not really the roads that lead in the direction of Menzoberranzan, but at the same time, do you really want to go to Menzoberranzan? I mean,
No, thank you.
No, thank you. No one really wants to go to Menzoberranzan.
I had a friend once that answered an ad for a mail order husband from Menzoberranzan, and it did not turn out well.
I love you for that. Thank you. I'm sure it did not end well. But how would you like to go? What would you like to do?
Forward, unless Vidath has better plan.
You should also be
no,
able to
I'm-
control your tokens, by the way.
Oh, sweet.
And I'm just planning to wander around until we bump into someone. Man, I guess I could try to do a little bit of like, just amateur tracking, but that'd be
Survival.
yeah, I have that. Shall I try that?
I mean, sure, if you want.
Trust you.
It could also just embrace the 8. No, you're going to embrace the wandering around until you find someone.
Yep.
I am good with this plan. It's not bad plan.
Back to plan A.
So you should be able to move yourself through the Underdark, or through the dark of the caverns. It is quieter here, away from the sound of the forges and the sounds of habitation that is in the city. But it echoes, right? Like the caverns themselves echo in strange ways. These are more natural caverns. So you end up with odd shapes and odd sounds. You hear the drip of water from the stalactites. Random stalagmites are also kind of objects that are in your way. Roll me a perception check as you make your way through.
I can do that. So, what's the rule of MMORPGs? Go left. For like your hands on the wall and just keep going left.
It's the old Disney rule.
Oh, okay, cool.
From back when, before the advent of the Fast Pass, when they had 2 lines, you would go to the left. The rule was to go to left because fewer people are left-handed, and therefore naturally 90% of the population inherently goes to the right as their first choice. So perception checks: 16 for the druid and a 12 for the monk. With a 16, you know that the direction, like you can still see Sergei. Vidath. He is a little in front of you, but he has a torch, so you can see his light. Right? Can you see him?
Yeah, I see. I see him
Okay.
on the map there.
Okay, good. Because I was like, we have dynamic lighting. Let me make sure it's working correctly.
Oh yeah.
It's like, but when I look at it, it's the GM view, and I can't guarantee that what I'm seeing is supposed to be on the other side.
Yeah.
So you can see him out a little bit in front of you. Heading to the left, you hear sounds in that direction. There are a large number of scattered stonework. You would see a number of like not really remains of small creatures, but like the evidence of their passage kind of thing, right? Like, so little cracked holes where rodents have kind of moved their way through, possibly the remains of like a giant bat's regurgitation, or like that kind of stuff, right? Like evidence of animal passage. You don't currently see any like remains of dead bodies, any signs of the Corbies themselves have moved through here, at least this close to the city, right? Like this little section of the caverns that you're in. There are no footprints there, and they have very distinctive treads of like actual clawed, taloned bird feet. So they're kind of distinctive. You know, they're bird feet, but they're like a size 12 bird feet. So you can definitely say that there's evidence of animal movement to your left, and less evidence of animal movement to your right.
There's more movement that way.
Good, we go left. That's the direction you pointed, yes?
Correct. He was just muttering to himself, I've played that game before. He almost said right, and then he hesitated for a second.
Well done. Well done.
This is what I needed this morning, y'all.
So, I guess we continue on our path.
Yeah, you can keep going where you ever want to go.
I was just going like, what is it, 30 feet at a
Yeah.
time? So 6 of these?
Well, technically,
dead
you're a
end.
monk. Well, no, you're a 4th level monk. You don't have that yet. Never mind.
Oh, no, I have 40 feet. I forgot.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at my character sheet. You're right. So at
Yes.
2nd level, I get an extra 10.
Yes. So you have 40 feet. Yes. I was like, wait, aren't you a monk? Don't you have more speed? Can't you go fast?
Yes.
Must go fast
Yeah.
and hit hard.
Technically, I guess I can.
Mhm.
I forget these things. When it doesn't have to do with my hands, I don't always remember.
Is fair. Again, a lot of very obvious natural movement of the Underdark. Nature, water, stone. No remains of the Illithid that had taken control of the city of Gauntlgrim for like centuries. Brunor is very much on the get rid of the Illithid train. He is fully into the there is no reason for that thing to exist, and is possibly a little bit violent in his removal of them from all of Gauntlgrim. It's personal for him.
But is it also righteous?
They insert parasites into your brain, forcing you to become drones and slaves, and then eventually those parasites will explode, and you'll be your physical body matter will have been transformed into an Illithid.
Oh, then yes, Torm would not approve. We punched them.
Well,
It's not good for you.
nope. Pretty sure the one thing that everybody in the Forgotten Realms agrees with, Illithid bad. Unless you've played Baldur's Gate 3 and romanced the Emperor. I did not.
Sergei's basically that street rat boxer that got taken in by the church, and then put his use to, or put his skills to use in, the Jesuit sort of way.
It's a very useful way, according to the Jesuits, and apparently has been really helpful for large numbers of people for decades.
Exactly. So, he believes, whatever Thorm says, I do. So this looked like dead end. Is there a way out on your end? No more left
And
here.
so we hit a dead end. I'm to come back. There was another path, wasn't there? Or am I?
No, you were correct.
Imagining
There was a branch that kind of went off. This is like a little, not really full cavern, right? Because it's a 5-foot square, so it's a little like alcove.
Yeah.
And you know
Gotcha.
that the wall continues like around to your left.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just take a quick glance around, make sure that this isn't like, piles of bones or anything, and then just keep moving.
Sergei just didn't want to step over Vidath. It's rude. Plus, he's big, hard to step on.
It's difficult. Be some problems there. And I just come around, look back around the corner, This sort of gesture.
Oh, path goes further this way.
Yeah.
What is your passive perceptions?
I'll let the meat shield go first.
What is your passive
Sorry, what?
perceptions?
Passive is 14.
14.
Where is it on my sheet? Passive. Where does
It's on the
passive
left-hand side.
perception appear?
It's
10
left-
plus
on the
whatever your
left-hand side.
perception is.
13.
There you go.
13. Good to know. Thanks. So as you're looking around, you are seeing more and more evidence of small animal passage, but you're also seeing larger percentages of spider webs.
How large are spider webs?
Large.
Hmm.
Very, very large. So large, in fact, that hey Vidath.
Yes. Oh no, wrong one.
Hey Vidath.
Yes. Yeah.
I have a really big question because you're the taller person here. Does a 16 hit you?
Yes, a 16 will hit me because I have not prepared anything.
You are currently restrained as a giant web descends from the ceiling upon you, and you are engulfed in webbing.
It's like,
Now, however, we get to go into initiative. And if you click your token before you click the initiative button, that will add you... wait, hold on, 30 seconds. Let me add my turn order. I now have a turn order. If you click the token, it will add the token to the turn order.
okay. It works.
Yes, it does. And sometimes it even makes life easy. Doo-doo-doo. Alright, and I just need to add our friendly neighborhood spider king.
Yes, please. We would like something to punch.
You would like something to punch?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I give you a... Oh, he's on an 8. Okay, so you get to go... Sergey gets to go first.
Hooray.
He is currently above you, by the way. You look up after Vidath is... By the way, Vidath, you are restrained. I'm gonna put a little
Okey-doke.
thingy on you. You are restrained. Which means you can't move and... restrained. Your speed is 0, your attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls are at disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. But
Now-
you look up when Vidath is restrained, and you see a giant spider. Its body is about 10 feet long, and it has 2 heads.
Excellent. One head for each hand.
Yep.
Come down here. Thorm says you die. And he will, Sergey will instead, he says all of that with all that bravado, positions himself to kind of like what he thinks is in the way between Vidath and this thing on the ceiling. Uses his bonus action to rage, which he calls Loyal Fury, which is technically the name for Porm's, I think, symbol of holy symbol.
Yeah.
And will use his action as a help action to aid Vidath getting out of the webs.
There you go. There's a help action for that.
Because I'm remembering the mechanics right. Like that's one of the
Yes.
ways to
Yes,
speed up that process.
Yes, because he then has advantage on the DC 12 strength check to bust the webbing.
Sweet.
But it's an action for him to do so.
Gotcha. Oh wait, that's a strength check? Never mind. I will punch it.
You will punch it?
I will attack the webbing.
Yeah, can also be attacked.
Basically,
and
strength check.
You can attack. You can attack the webbing.
Does that mean that do I need to do an athletics or an actual attack? I mean,
No,
I'm
it's
using
an
that
actual-
colloquially.
It's an actual attack. You do have to actually attack the webbing.
Okay.
And you can do
well
it with
then,
multiple different ways.
I'll go back to the help action then, because I don't want to accidentally hit someone I just met. That's
Okay.
not okay. So I kind of position myself. I forgot to do that on the map. Position myself kind of there, thinking that he is now playing protector, even though the creature's on the ceiling and it doesn't really put any sort of speed bump at all.
Yep. So, Vidath, your turn.
So, okay, before I do the stupid thing, I'm going to go ahead and, because Vidath has at least a little bit of sympathy, this spider just wants to is hungry, and so let's not destroy it yet. At least not in his mind. He's thinking that. He's not saying any of that. He's going to he's gonna try to break free.
Yep. And you have advantage on the strength check because Sergey is helping.
Awesome. All right, here we go.
16.
That would be, if advantage, 16. Yeah.
16, you can, Superman out of these webs.
Just kind of will step back closer to a position near.
I know that this is a really niche reference, but when you Superman out, do you do the little hop to the side, kind of like the Soldier Boy dance from the early 2000s?
I missed a lot in the early 2000s, but I can't see very much on this map, which is strange, which is funny.
There isn't
That's
a
not
lot
a
of
map
light.
problem. That's
There is.
that's a me problem. So
There's
I just want to kind of step a little bit
Yeah.
there.
Okay, so you step there.
And,
You are no longer in webbed.
yeah, and I don't have any I don't have any thoughts about bonus actions right now, so I'm done.
Okay, so it is the spider's turn. Aw. Okay, hold on. I have to make a roll first. Oh, sadness. But he is going to make an attack. Aha! And because he has 2 heads, he is going to bite down on the big thing that, wants to fight him. It is juicy and probably will taste good with ketchup, is his thought process.
I'm better with Worcestershire sauce, but
And a 10, I'm assuming, is not going to hit you.
No, it does not.
Cool. Fun fact, he has 2 heads. 22, however,
Does hit.
does hit. Does hit. He can have 2 heads. It's fun. So that is 7 piercing damage. But you
And
are
I
raging.
round down.
Yes, you round down. So
Right.
3.
Okay.
And then I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution 7.
Cool. You're going to take 9 poison damage.
Sweet.
What kind of barbarian are you?
I am still second level as a barbarian, so I take it all.
Oh yes, that's true. You take it all. You take it all.
Yeah. I'm 2 and 2. I'm nothing fancy. I just punch things hard.
That's good. I'm here for punching things hard. So, it is now your turn.
Okay. Because of the fact that they can reach, does that mean that technically I can reach?
They kind of came down to
Since
you.
it's their head that got close enough?
Yeah, they came down to you.
Okay. Sweet. Then I will start with
They're on the side of the wall.
reckless attack.
Yep, reckless attack. Go for it.
Because reckless attack, because that's the responsible thing to do. And roll to hit. 20, dirty 20.
Yes. Is a giant spider.
And then I will, because of the way this character is built, I will do 7 points of fist damage.
Mm-hmm.
I will then spend a key point to do what he calls Fury of Blows because of Loyal Fury, not Flurry. And I will attack twice more.
Hit.
13 and 24.
The 13 will not hit.
Assuming
24
one of those
will.
Okay. And that'll be 12 points of bludgeoning damage. I'm adding, after the fact, I'm adding in my rage because I did not put that into the calculations.
Yep.
So 5 plus 2 on the first one that hits, and 10 plus 2 on the second one that hits. And that is all of his Sergei's attacks.
19. 19.
Yeah. 19. Yeah.
Yeah.
19 total
Cool.
points of damage.
Cool. Good.
Oh, those were at advantage. Yeah, the 12 still wouldn't have hit. Never mind.
12, yeah, the 13 wouldn't have hit. The 24 did. The 20 did. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't look at what the second one was on the 13.
Oh yeah. That's fair.
So
Words. Okay, it is now Vidath's turn.
So there's an interesting thing about being a druid of the land, and that is that there's like a couple of spells that apparently, if I read this right, that I just always have, and don't have to prepare or use up spell slots for, and one of those is Melf's Acid Arrow. So. Because I am of the swamps. I come from the swamps.
are you Shrek?
No.
Oh.
No.
Are you related to Shrek?
No, different species.
Okay.
But I could get you in touch with his agent if you really want to meet him. He doesn't like meeting people, though, too much.
I just hear he punches hard, so...
He does. There is that. You might have that in common, possibly. But before I have my people call your people, I'm going to just basically just sort of his reaches up his Vanath reaches up his hand and will produce an arrow of acid. So I must make a ranged spell attack, it says.
Yep.
Let me see if I can do this as though a person. Okay. That's 7.
Yeah, 7 is not going to hit.
Nope.
And technically, I'm going to tell you this, for mechanics purposes, he can't be flanked by just the two of you because he has 2 heads. Right, like mechanically, he can't. Otherwise, I would have talked about the advantage for flanking, but this one is... He got 2 heads. All right. Anything else you would like to do on your turn, sir?
I'm going to let me see if this is a. Crap. Sorry, hang on. I need to see if this is a. I need to see if this spell is regular or a bonus in terms of its action economy. It's a bonus action. I'm going to go ahead and is sort of just in case. I'm doing. I transferred my staff to the left hand. I'm going to go ahead and strike it against the ground real quick, and it's going to have this shadows are going to come up around it, and it is now shillelagh'd up just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for me.
There we go. Sorry, had to deal with something in chat. There we go. Where were we? Yes. We were having the giant 2-headed Spider King attack. Yum. The big thing that hit it. That is the more annoying thing at the moment. 14. Oh, you get advantage because of reckless attack. A 24. You're muted, Chris.
14 is exactly what you need, Brax.
Oh, okay, so the 24, well, that would have worked. So there's that one. You're going to take 7 more piercing damage, round down. And I need that Constitution saving throw.
Let's do a 9 this time.
Nope.
I have proficiency even. I mean, whatever.
You just rolled a 3, like rolled a 6. Like that's just a problem. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, you have proficiency in that?
I have proficiency in Constitution saves and still have rolled so low.
But it's not popping up.
It should be. It's marked on my sheet, and I only have a +1 to my.
Oh, okay, that's
con.
what it is. There it is. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was doing math wrong in my head. Okay, cool. You're good. All right. Yum. You take 7 more poison damage. How are you looking?
I'm looking like I probably should consider taking a healing potion before this gets out of hand.
You have 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
He gonna bite you again.
Okay.
He has a second head.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
21 and 22. Doesn't matter. 7 more piercing damage in that Constitution saving throw.
22.
Yay!
There we go.
Don't. You take half damage.
I don't die.
You don't die. And you don't get
I don't
poisoned.
die.
So you take 4 poison damage. But you take all of it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Your turn. Oh wait,
I'm going
hold
to
on,
drink
hold on. I
up.
have to do one thing. I forgot one thing. What? That's not gonna help. That's not what I needed. No, still sadness. Okay, Sergey, feel free to punch.
Sergey is going to need to drink a healing potion.
Bonus action.
Okay, sweet.
If
he
you're
will
drinking it
do-
yourself, it's a bonus action.
Sweet.
I like that. House
And
rule.
I forget what the dice are on the
2d4 plus
standard.
2.
Okay, that's what I thought. I don't. Oh, I put equals to. That's 5 points. Okay, yeah. I just.
5 plus 2 is 6.
Typed.
Or 5 plus 2 is 7. So 7 healing.
Oh, yes, plus the 2. Yes. 7. And then I will. What else do I have in my bag? Not a whole lot because he's simple and I like him that way. What does it do again?
He is looking damaged. He's got a couple black eyes.
Remind me again, can I do something that's a bonus action as a full action, or is that only on movement?
What do you want to do?
Patient oh no, I can do that without spending key points. I will use my action to dodge as a dodge action.
Yeah, you can do dodge action as an action.
Yep. Yeah. I was making it more complicated than it needed to be.
Yeah.
So
Nope.
my
It's fair.
apologies.
All good. Vidath.
Okay. Vidath has had enough of this. So he's going to. So he's like shakes his head and pulls his hand up, and a flame appears in his hand. I'm using produce flame. Mm-hmm. So this thing, I presume, is surrounded by webs. Yes.
Yes.
So my thought is to try to drive the thing back rather than to aim at it directly. I was going to start just burning the webs, which I realize are things that will traditionally webs burn rather quickly. And so I'm just going to just basically be like, and instead of throwing it at him, I'm going to throw it at any web that's sort of between him and us.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of hanging on the wall. So
Between them
the
and
wall,
us.
the webs are all around at this point. Roll an attack for the
Alright.
webs. It's a throw attack. At this point. Yes, and roll your
22.
damage.
3.
So what you see is the flames start to spread rapidly across this space. Now, are you doing anything else in your turn?
It's an excellent question. Trying to now the trying to make sure we're in a space where we are less likely to get horribly charred.
Yes.
So that is the next. So just sort of trying to position us so that there is less of us burning and more of the spider burning, potentially, or hopefully the spider trying not to burn. I'm really hoping to drive it away, but we'll see how this goes.
Okay, so you're not you're just positioning yourself. Okay, so let's see how he does. He has a bonus to this. 21. Yeah, no, you hit him a lot, and then you lit his webs on fire. He's going away. You can take an attack of opportunity if you desire, Sergey.
Oh, ooh, you tempt me. He is not unwise, so I will not try and reprovoke the thing that kicked my ass.
That
Be gone with you.
is good idea. And so with that, the Spider King disappears back into the darkness of the webs in his like little alcove of webs, and we are out of initiative. And
I'm going. Sorry. Yeah.
yep, it's your turn. You're up.
I'm just going to start taking a look at Sergey, just to looking over his and see if he's, and just sort of try to figure out if he's poisoned right now and if I need to do anything.
He's a little
to
green around the
help him.
gills, and about rough estimate of someone who's healed people, say maybe a third of his life
Okay.
is still there.
Does it look like he has an ongoing condition that will need to be addressed? I think is the important question.
No.
I was not given any data.
You are not in a
Prax, do-
poisoned. You are not in a poisoned state.
Sweet.
Okay, cool. All right. So that being the case, let me see if I have. Do I have anything? Just trying to. Is it time to use a spell slot? Is it time? He's got about a third of his. Let's see. What's the? What's the? Let me look how much this does, because I have forgotten everything about how all rules work in all games simultaneously. So I'm just going to be just basically, or I'm gonna. Yeah, I know we have healing potions, but I'm gonna go ahead and use a cure wounds at this point.
Okay.
I think just to like try to assist, and so that is D8 plus spellcasting modifier. So let me see if it actually will. I wonder if it'll do it automatically. Probably not, but you never know. Probably just the no. That's just the thing that doesn't give us anything.
No, if you click the
Okay.
oh, you didn't turn it on in your sheet. I don't think you where you click the healing option. Hold on, let me. Badath. I can do that for you.
How do I do?
Cure wounds.
Oh, it says cast at what level? I see.
Yeah.
So I'm casting it at level 1
There you go.
because there we go.
5 points of healing. That's what happens when neutral.
I am more than happy to accept whatever blessings my compatriot is willing to share.
Mm-hmm.
It's just basically it's this weird thing where it's like a bit of sort of light okay, will happen around wherever it is that I'm sort of applying. Just sort of going to careful. Just give me a second. We'll soak in, and then the wounds will close. Yeah, all right.
So, where do you head next?
Good question.
Um,
I got a little distracted by being poisoned. I guess we go left.
yeah. When all else
So-
fails, continue going left.
You know that you could see from here that this is all in webbed. This whole area.
Oh,
Okay.
then I'm not going to do that.
No, this is its nest.
Well, it's
This is
burnt.
nest, which
I should
probably
also
just-
be more accurate. You can see all of this because it is burning. The web is burning.
Ah. Well, I think we should slowly back away from
Yeah.
the fire.
Good idea.
I am not keen on being both poisoned and burnt.
That's fair. It seems like a wise decision to avoid both poison and
So, Sergey will make, his movement basically going the other branch, and he'll go kind of like quickly and then realize that his compatriot probably doesn't move as fast as him and stop short and then wait and then move forward again. Oops, to about here.
And that's where we're going to take a break for the morning so we can stretch, refresh. I need to refresh some water. We'll be back for part 2 of this first game of our 13 and a half hours of TTRPGs that we'll be having here to raise money for Fisher House Foundation. Short break, 8 minutes, stretch, fresh, bio. If you want to donate, please, the donation link is in chat. We would love to have you help support this charity. You can donate to make things better for the players. You can donate to make things even worse for the players. You could donate a boss fight to make things even more fun. I'm just saying. There are interesting things that have been happening. You could be kind and give them magic items, I guess. But we will be back in about 8 minutes, everybody. So we will see you in a little bit. Hey everybody, thank you for your patience as we kind of did a quick little thing. I got some morning beverage of choice, just a smoothie to make me feel better. But now we are ready to dive into the second half as we have Vidath and Sergei continue along their path to find why the dire Corbies are coming closer to Gauntlgrim. And I need perception checks from both of you.
I am going to attempt to be perspective.
Perception.
I am not perceptive.
Oh boy. Nope.
Neither of you are perceptive.
You're completely unaware. Blissfully unaware.
Yeah. I think that Vidath or myself should probably take that advantage.
We do have an advantage on the table if someone.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
We should probably. Yes, that should probably be a thing now. I imagine. Yes. Is that a thing that can be applied?
I will allow you to apply it retroactively.
All right, let's do that.
Cool. So, reminders that you can donate to affect the game and give them advantages. They no longer have any. And I don't have any. I don't have any advantages or crits. They still have one. I don't have any crits at all. And
nobody also donated a boss fight for her to throw at us. So, like, what? You saw me punching spiders. Why can't you see me punching something else?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In this case, with the 15, however, we'll go with who had the higher between the 14 and the 15. With the 15, however, Vidath, you kind of are following behind Sergei as you make your way along the wall, and you kind of, or not really brushing your hand, but you're kind of looking and seeing the walls and seeing the shapes in which they're kind of curving in and around. And there's a glint of a small object in one of the crevices between a stalactite and a stalagmite that kind of make up the wall as it's kind of moving inward. And I need you to roll me a D1000.
Oh boy. Let's see. 958.
Nice.
958. Okay. Hold, please.
I have no idea why that was exciting, but it was.
Hold, please. Okay, 958.
Yep.
Alrighty. I'm just going through all of the things and scrolling forever. It's fine. $958. 57. 58. You find inside this little thing. It is a small glint of where is it? Oh, here we go. Of a small little dart. And it glints in a type of almost shiny metal magic. I'm going to give you the 10-minute TLDR. You find a seeker dart. This dart is decorated with designs like a windy spiral that span the length of its shaft. When you whisper the word seek and hurl this dart, it seeks out a target of your choice within 120 feet. You must have seen the target before, but you don't need to see it now. If the target isn't within range or there is no clear path to it, the dart falls to the ground. Its magic spent and wasted. Otherwise, the elemental winds guide the dart instantly through the air to the target. The dart can pass through openings as small as an inch wide and can change direction to fly around corners. When the dart reaches its target, the target must succeed on a DC 16 saving throw or take 1d4 piercing damage and 3d4 lightning damage. The dart's magic is then spent and it becomes an ordinary dart. If you have a proficiency in darts, it adds to your attack roll.
Ooh. And it looks like it's just embedded there in the wall, like someone had used it, and it's...
No, it's just kind of like
it gets
sitting there like
skinny.
somebody dropped it. Like somebody...
Oh, okay.
It's still magical. You can use it.
Just be like... With 120 feet. Interesting. Okay. And I'm going to very carefully and gingerly just kind of like pry it out.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like... And... Just... I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Mm-hmm.
You ever fought anyone with these?
Yeah, annoying things. They throw things.
Yeah. These ones go around corners, right? I think they do.
Oh, fancy annoying things.
Yeah, yeah.
You should keep that.
Yeah, be careful. Just very carefully put it somewhere where I can get at it.
Yep. There you are. You have a seeker dart.
Yay.
Hoorah!
No.
Excellent.
I was wondering if I could get an awkward reaction from that. Thank you.
You're welcome. No. Sorry. I'm here for it. All right. So you're continuing your way through the dark and moving towards where?
Wherever the dark takes us. So, whoa, it's opening up.
So it opens up. You can see in front of you a vast caverns. You can also see pools of water that are like kind of, and you realize that the side caverns, actually you're kind of on a land bridge that is suspended over a giant body of water.
Yeah.
So like all of these little circles in the middle, those are bodies of water.
You say all these circles, and yet it's very...
Look, you're the one who was looking into whether or not you could be a shark.
That's true. That's true. No, that's true. It's like that shark transformation is looking more possible as we think. Depends on, I don't know. It's probably, I think could be fresh water though, so that might not want to turn into a shark and do that.
It's probably not very fresh. It's probably stale.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. It's more likely.
No, it's free moving. It like the pools. It kind of looks like what the pools are. You're on a land bridge, and the pools are land that have fallen away, and you know that the water is directly underneath you.
Oh, there you go. I'm going to continue left. What's in this alcove?
You can see this, right? You can see the chest.
Yes.
There is a chest. It is sitting there. You can see it.
Sitting there menacingly.
I will...
Just staring at us. waiting. Sorry, go ahead.
I will not be the paranoid adventurer, but I will kick the chest with lightly, like you do to see if it'll trigger something, because that's his version, Sergei's version of find and remove traps.
Kick it lightly.
Yeah, like kind of kick it, push it, see if it shoves, and then take a step back.
Roll me a D100. Call of Cthulhu luck rules.
Sweet. $18.
18. You kick it. It rocks. It doesn't open. But when it rocked up, you saw an extra hinge.
Oh.
So you're pretty sure it might be possibly not normal. What you choose to do with that information is up to you.
But what do you know about chests? This one has extra hinges. Do you think that that's a building flaw?
No, there could be a hidden false bottom to the chest, or it could be I don't know, it might be trapped or something.
Oh.
Carpentry is really not my strong suit.
Thorm will protect me. And he goes to kick it a little harder to tip it over, and then take a step back.
When you kick it the second time, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Sweet. And it's something I can see, so I have advantage.
You do.
16.
So you kick it. You see that hinge flip open, and it knocks over and flips open. And as it does so, the pressure plate underneath that you were lucky enough not to trigger the first time explodes, and the fireball goes off in front of you. And so, because you succeeded on the dexterity saving throw, you're only going to take half damage of 30, so 15.
Sweet. I'm at 1 hit point. I will take a healing potion. That is my response. Unless I have to roll initiative first.
No, you don't. Not yet. It's literally...
Not yet. Thanks.
It's like,
7.
well,
You're playing D&D.
they know we're here now.
Wait, we're playing D&D. I thought the not yet was kind of built into every conversation about what you're doing.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, but So now that the trap has been successfully removed, Sergei will open the chest.
So as you open the chest, you will find it had been very nice and neatly organized, with the top left section of the chest. You see 12, 2 rows of 6 bags that are obviously coin purses. And there's it's on a little tray. It's one of those nice little steamer trunks, so that you can actually have little removable trays and you can pack things. And there's
Nice.
coin bags on the left. On the right, there is a, I want to say an attaches folder kind of set, like an accordion folder that's a little bit, that runs the length of the chest. So, about, say, 3 feet wide, with file markers that go across. And then you pick up the tray with the coins purses underneath it. There is a large number of vials that are organized by some sort of method. You would have to investigate further. And then you also see a number of bags with kind of oddly shaped objects in them.
All right, Vidath. You have magic. Tell me what's in these vials.
Oh, 1 second. Now, while this has been happening, what I imagine I need to do, because he got burnt to a crisp, and I imagine still has quite a lot of damage. You mind if we
I
take
have
a little
1/4
time?
of one eyebrow left.
Mind if we take a little time here? Mind if we take a little time here? While we're
Whatever you
figuring
need,
this
friend.
out?
Whatever you
All
need.
right. So what I'd like to do is cast Cure Wounds at second level, and then I have an ability that if we take a short rest, I can recover that second level spell slot back.
Sweet.
And so I'd like to
Arcane recovery,
do that.
natural recovery. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
So
going to press
if we're
that.
going to take a short rest, I'm going to use my barbarian hit die. At least one. We'll see what happens.
Okay. 8,
12
Eight.
healing.
12.
12.
Nice. I will use a barbarian hit die, and
You still have 2 healing potions, and Jim still has 3.
no, I drank 2. I drank 1 already to get
Yeah.
myself up from
yeah.
1.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you have.
I have
left.
1 healing potion. I'm still going to use 1 hit die.
No, I'm just making sure that we are
there.
accounting for everything at the moment.
Yep. I'm going to use 1 of those big beefy barbarian hit die for 6 more during the short rest, and 1 of the slightly smaller monk hit die for 4, and I'm almost right as rain. Still singed, appropriately so. Yes. So
Right. So, yeah, he's asked me to take a look at the stuff in the chest. I don't know. I'm not trained in Arcana specifically, but I'll take a look and see what I can figure out.
You can roll me an investigation.
I can do that.
I think your modifiers are better than my -1.
Oh.
If I'm going to metagame.
Yeah, and well, a 0 is still better than a -1, and a nat
Yep.
20 is even better.
Sweet.
So, I have news.
Oh dear.
You're going to find out a lot of information. I love giving benefits to this kind of thing. So first of all, those 12 coin bags, 6 of them have 100 gold in them, and the other 6 have 100 platinum
Ooh.
in each one. Right? So 600
So-
gold and 600 platinum.
The church needs 300 gold. They only asked for 50 of every 100 gold.
No, they only
So
ask
they
for
get
50.
300 gold.
They ask for 50 if you make 100 gold. Period.
Oh,
Yeah.
So anything over
Okay.
that. They're not
Yeah.
trying to take.
well,
if you choose
one
to
of
donate
those-
more, they will take more. They will take it.
does one of the pouches, you said the pouches have 100 each?
So there are 6 pouches with 100 gold in it each, and then 6 pouches with 100
Platinum.
platinum.
Well, Sergey will take one of the gold pouches and say, I'll take from my share. I give this to church. Church been good to me. And then we'll split the rest. So that's 300 gold and 300 platinum for Vidath, and 200 gold and 200 platinum, or 300 platinum for Sergey.
Well, I contribute at least to the 50, if nothing else.
No. You healed me. You keep me alive. I appreciate that.
Not in the town's quite as much.
So would you
what
like
do
to
you-
hear more?
Yes.
Yes. I would like to learn more, he says, pressing the button.
Would you like to learn more about this? Oh my god, I'll tell you this later. But I was very upset and displeased for a thing.
We already fought a big bug, so yes, we want to learn more.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that reference. So
I saw where you're going.
So the file folder, the expandable attaché folder, has a number of contracts, market placements, a lot of unhealthy, not so great contracts. All of them have a seal on them that are it's a very distinctive one, Vidath. And with that nat 20, you recognize it as
Yes.
a seal for the Zentarim. and all of the vials on the bottom look like components for spells. And then a bunch of the stuff in the bags, well, there's Boots of Elvenkind, a Cloak of Protection, a +1 greatsword, a bunch of +1 arrows. You found a Zentarum stash.
Nice.
How long does it look like that's been here?
It's a little hard to determine because it's now very fried.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's fair.
It's a little
It's a bit
crispy.
like-
Yeah.
But the
let's put it this
wards
way.
did their job, so.
The wards did their job, and it's very obvious that all of the components are still perfectly good, so it's probably been sealed or warded in such a way so that they're in suspended animation, so you can use any of those components if you needed spells. And the weapons are kind of generic +1 weapons, so you can't really tell, but it's, you can, and if you look, there's a variety of timeline on the contracts that are stored here, so you could probably guess that the most recent based on the most recent contract that it's been here. Someone has been at this to put another contract in here most recently. Well, the most recent one is dated about 2 years ago, and the oldest one is about 300 years ago. So, whether that contract has been stored in this particular location for 300 years, that you're not 100% sure. You just know that it's, you found a Zentarum stash.
Yeah. He just sort of looks Zentarum. They use this place. Don't know if they. This looks to be from a couple of years ago, so I don't know if that's got anything to do with what's happening lately. But
Anything
wouldn't
useful?
necessarily. Oh, quite a few things there.
Anything to make me punch harder?
Is there something
You
that
like
can-
swords? No, you don't like swords.
No.
You can't.
do I.
It's difficult to punch with sword. I tried punching with sword before, but it's not the easiest thing.
Roll me a D100.
Which one of us?
Or roll me, whoever wants to.
I'll go ahead. 90.
90.
I'm at both ends of the spectrum with the percentage dice today.
No, it doesn't look like you have that. Yeah, it doesn't look like there are any potions in there, and it's all bladed weapons. And are there? Let us see. Is there? No, it's mostly just standard. Yeah, there's armor and there's weapons, but nothing that looks like gauntlets. Well, is there a gauntlet?
That's fair.
Yeah, nothing that looks like gauntlets, unfortunately. So nothing that would make you hit harder.
Is there a gauntlet of any sort, even unmagical, amongst the armor?
Let's see.
Because if there's one that looks better than my shoddily crafted and sewn very poorly replica of Loyal Fury, I will take it to replace my right hand glove.
Why am I not getting things set the way I want? It's not popping the way I want.
And that's just a role play thing.
No,
I'm not looking for
it's
stats.
totally fair. I'm just trying to figure out why my notes are not doing what I wanted them to do.
While Prax is looking for that, Jim, do you want the Cloak of Protection?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I mean, I've got. At some point, I was thinking of putting up the bark skin spell, but that's concentration, so there's always a chance it'll drop at any moment. So, the cloak would be nice. Do you want the boots?
I don't know what they give. I
Well,
forget.
you're quiet basically, and you have advantage on stealth checks.
Doesn't matter. That wouldn't matter to Sergey. He doesn't care. You should be unseen. You do better things when people don't hit you. I don't mind getting hit.
So yeah, I'll probably do the.
Yeah, there are a standard pair. There are a standard pair of gauntlets.
Then he will take those and be very happy with them because they look better than the glove that was old and tattered that he sewed gray cloth on to make it look like it was an armored gauntlet.
No,
And
it is.
by sewed, I mean it technically is in place, but it is not skilled.
No.
Don't protect me with these.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Yeah, Vanath doesn't really care necessarily so much about it. Would probably more take the cloak than the boots. But if you
No, you can have both.
If you'd rather have the cloak for the +1 to you since you're in the front line, that's also good.
It does not matter it doesn't matter to me. Whatever you keep me alive, I defer to what your needs are.
After a few more minutes of arguing, he'll go ahead and he'll take them, because he is not used to being valued. So.
And do not worry, whatever end is coming, whatever death is coming, I punch it for you.
Oh, well, we all need to. We got to strive against it, but and it is coming. So.
In the Great Book of Thorm, it says, whenever insurmountable evil shows up, you punch it harder.
I mean, that's fair. I would believe that. Torm is the god patron of paladins.
That makes sense.
One of the characteristics I took for this is that he misquotes sacred texts and proverbs whenever he gets the chance. So
I believe that. I believe that.
And it's not because he's trying to, it's just because like he wasn't traditionally brought up as an acolyte. He was just kind of brought in because the church needed some muscle to keep the gangs in check. And he was respected in the streets. So he knows just enough to get it a little bit correct. But he is loyal.
Cool.
We need to keep moving. We need to find birds with no wings.
Yeah.
I go scout.
As you turn to go scout,
Okay.
does a
Oh,
16
I'll grab some of
hit
the
you,
arrows
Sergey?
if they fit the short bow.
Yes, it does.
Yay! Hey, Sergey.
Yes.
The rock starts to move. The big kind of rock. And it emerges a large number of tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. What? It was on the wrong layer. There we go. Now it's on the right layer. And you see this emerge from a stalagmite. It is a giant, large beast
Nice.
of a rocktopus.
I love
And
it.
You get hit with a tentacle in the face.
It's. I wish Sergey could say that's the first time. Um,
It is, you take 10 bludgeoning damage. Not halved because you're not raging.
nope, I'm not raging. Yet.
And you are now grappled by the tentacles. And you are restrained.
Oh, and restrained. Even better.
Your speed is 0. Your attacks against you have disadvantage, and your attacks have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on Dex saving throws.
Got it. I got it. This character sheet doesn't have a status, does it? Where I can just
No.
add that? Okay, cool.
Not as easily.
I will keep it in mind.
So, you woke up the giant rocktopus. Just say.
I'm good with this.
Would you like to roll initiative now that the giant rocktopus has you restrained?
Oh, sure. I was just waiting to see if it was time.
Yes, it is. It is now time. He rolled a 10. Okay, so Vidath, your buddy is restrained by a giant mound of tentacles coming from a rock hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, that's not good.
But you
actually,
get to go
I'm
first.
probably over here. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's not good. Okay, so it's above him.
Yeah, but it's also technically a large
Okay.
creature, so it kind of like extends all the way down into the space.
All the way down to it's got him grappled. So I'm considering using the dart, but the problem is it's got him grappled, and I don't want the electricity to conduct down and get him.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
so-
And he can't. He has
Yeah.
disadvantage on dex saves. He would fail.
Okay.
I have no advantage or disadvantage because of danger sense.
No,
So,
you're
it just
restrained.
negates?
You're restrained.
So danger sense wouldn't cancel it
No, because
because
you're
it's
grappled.
not. Yeah, so danger sense usually gives me advantage.
Yeah, but that would be.
Okay, no, that's fine. I was just curious
It's one of those.
because sometimes they just
maybe-
negate and it's normal.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't. So I was just curious.
It's one of those because you're grappled and you can't like your speed is 0, right? Like no, I guess you could still try and dodge and you can still make attacks. So yeah, I would say it just becomes natural. It would just become natural. You're
Okay.
correct.
I defer to you. I was just curious. I wanted to make sure I'm doing it right.
No, I'm kind of going through it in my head, and it's one of those complications, and I figured the right answer is correct. So go. So he could make the attack. He could make the save if you wanted.
He has complete trust in Vidath. Whether or not that's
Oh, boy.
misplaced is a totally different story.
I mean, we'll figure it out. All right. Okay. Yeah, got it. I think that yeah, we're just gonna go ahead with the acid arrow again at this point because that's it's the best we can hope for right now. Because everything else I'm looking at doing is not going to be. It's either not going to be effective or might also hurt him. So we can. Oh, I could do. Yeah. Well, let's not worry about that. We'll do this first. All right. So that is a 17,
17 will hit.
and that is again, I believe, at level 2.
Mhm.
So, 9 acid damage.
Yeah, he didn't like that. But, you know. He's still there, holding on.
Hold on tightly, Tiny Dancer.
Yep. He also has a 15-foot reach, which is why, you know.
Hmm. And so then, that being the case, I should probably step just a hair further back.
Into the char, you know, into the remains of the, you know, damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been done. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
the fireball's not going to get resurrected or anything.
Nope. Is anything else you want to do on your turn, Vidath?
I think that's. I think I've done quite enough, don't you?
I mean, sure. I don't know. You might have
Possibly.
an
I can't think.
So
Yeah,
okay.
I can't think. Yeah, it's like either that or I mean, I'll shillelagh up the thing as a bonus action.
Yeah,
That's-
bonus action, shillelagh. I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah, just in case.
Vidath, Sergei would like to rage,
Sergei may rage.
and then Sergei will work to, let's see, it's strength athletics to break the grapple, correct?
Yep. Or hold
And
on.
I have
wait,
advantage.
Wait. Hold on. It's a save.
Oh, it's a save?
No, it's a strength athletics to break the grapple. Sorry, I was because he has different things, and I was making sure because it was
Yeah.
a save for something else. To break the grapple,
And I have
strength
advantage.
athletics, and you have
So
advantage because you
21.
are raging.
Yep.
21.
And
You are
21.
good. You are broken the grapple.
I will break the grapple and say, where you cannot bind the justice that we bring.
Good for you. So that is your action and your bonus action. You can move if you wish.
So do I think from where I am that I can do any sort of damage to this creature?
I mean, its tentacles came down to hit you and grab you. It is a large creature, and it has a 15-foot reach. You can hit the tentacles,
Then-
definitely.
Sergey will move to wherever he thinks can do damage.
Okay.
So he will get closer, which is probably not the smartest thing to do, but whatever.
Yep. It is the giant rock lobster's turn. I just love the things that come out of the Underdark, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Who decided to look at a lobster and went, I can put that in a cave and make it land base?
Plus, Rocktopus sounds like a really great, cover band name.
Yep. Does an 8 hit you, Mr.
No.
Barbarian, sir?
No, 14 or better.
That's all he does.
Okay. Vidath.
Vidath, it is your turn. Your buddy is no longer grappled.
Well, now that he's no longer grappled, I'm pulling out the dart. Just being like, all right, let's see if this thing is worth it. This is.
It's a thrown
Is this
attack.
thing actually called a roctopus? Is that what
Yes,
it's?
it is actually
that what
called
it's
a giant rocktopus.
giant roctopus. Go. And because I think I have to say what it is.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just whisper the word seek.
Seek. Yeah.
Seek. And send it at the roctopus.
Yep, and you just need to make an attack throw. It has a finesse weapon, so you can use either dex or strength.
I will use either one. Doesn't matter in my case. I don't think. Let me see if I've got my. Let me see if I've got just throw thing on my list. I don't have it, so.
Do you have proficiency in
let me go
javelins?
ahead and- let me see. Well, yes, I can
Then you
roll
would have
that.
proficiency with a dart.
Yeah.
I do have proficiency with dart.
So you add your proficiency
So-
bonus plus.
Oh,
Yep.
Well, did that?
That rolled a
I'm sorry,
weapon
I've got-
proficiency, so you just need to roll.
That rolled it, yeah.
So you need to
okay.
roll. You roll an attack throw with dex or strength, your choice, because it's a finesse weapon plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Nope, it's all good.
Yeah. Dart. And I can use strength. That's fine. My proficiency bonus is. Yeah, it's already baked in there. Damage is going to be other things. I'm going to uncheck damage and roll it separately because we don't have time.
Yep. 23 will hit.
Excellent. All right. So I've got it up here. So let's see. When the dart reaches its target, must succeed on a DC 16 saving throw, or take 1d4 piercing damage and 3d4 lightning damage. So it does get a
So-
saving throw.
It gets a saving throw for dex.
It's what it says. Yep.
Cool.
How dexterous is a big rock that has tentacles?
Not. That's not true. It has technically a +1, and it nat 1. So the
Nice.
giant tentacles
Wow.
that are coming out of the rock and are kind of coming around, and it is a giant creature, so it is huge. Well, not huge, it's large. It's like 10 feet without the tentacles.
Okay. Well then, here's the piercing. That's 3, and here's the lightning. 12.
So, it is crispy. It didn't like that between your previous attack and this one. It is not a fan. It is not a
Oh,
fan.
that's a brilliant hit. Oh my god.
That was max damage.
Max damage. All fours.
There you go. Yes, you can have a pet rock if you had a regular sized octopus.
That might actually be a goal of mine in another game someday.
Yeah, you could do that. Eventually.
All right, Sergey, you up. Unless Vidath has something else he wants to do.
And I'm just like basically, I'm just still waving my staff and hissing at it, trying to
Is it still up and alive?
retreat.
It is, but it's smelling a little more like calamari.
Yum. Sergey will attack because that's what Sergey does. And will attack recklessly because that's what he does, but he misses. I will spend the key point
Yep,
to do Fury of Blows.
yep,
16.
yes.
Does that hit?
Yep.
Okay. And that'll be 5 plus 2 for rage. So 7. And then 19, I'm assuming, is fine
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
6 plus 2 is 8. So total of 15 points of damage.
How would you like to cook your calamari?
He will crack its shell. Like he just blasts into the rock itself to try and expose that meaty flesh underneath that's supposed to be super good with butter.
Yep. So you have killed the giant rocktopus. It's a big old mess over here. It's gonna smell for a while. Y'all smell, or it's not pleasant. But can I
Well,
get you to
yeah.
make a perception check?
We can attempt it.
Yeah,
But our
apparently. By
track
the way,
record
you
has
still
not
have
been
one
great.
crit on the table.
Well, yeah. I'll just take the crit I rolled.
Yeah, take the crit you rolled. Take the crit you rolled.
I thought about it, but then I was like, but that crit would be so nice when you punch something.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You hear sounds coming from what looks like the remains skull of a giant dragon that is in front of you across the cavern. And you hear sounds coming through, like the skull is open and it looks like it has become a bridge through the cavern. And you hear a very discordant number of sounds coming from a great distance. But they are very loud, very discordant. It kind of hurts to listen to.
Ah.
The birds are here. Prepare your ears. And he will start
Right.
like grabbing the wax and warming it up to mold it and stick it in his ears.
That's a good idea. Do you have enough? Did you bring enough wax for everyone?
Yes.
Oh,
He took-
good.
He got it free from the church from their candles.
That was such a good idea. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, so I will do the same.
And by free, he made a donation because everything's, free will donation.
Okay. So what I'd like to do, if I can, is I'm going to come up to where the skull is, sort of the bridge. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to cross the bridge. I'm going to take the bundle of Corvid chow that I assembled along the way,
Yep.
and just sort of I'm going to set it out on the bridge. And I would like to try to make a call it's not going to be it's it's me making a bird call basically, but to try to the if there's any kind of thing, whatever is closest to parlay.
I only know
type
one phrase
bird
in
call.
Corvid. It's caw caw.
Yeah.
Well, with your
But
roll, with your roll earlier,
the friendly bird call.
within your roll earlier, you know that they how to phrase this politely, they're not smart.
But they also speak Undercommon.
They do. They just have an intelligence of 6.
Okay.
Right, like, so it's not, they are literally on the border between humanoid and animal according to D&D rules.
Yeah.
So you can call, but parlay, like, and that's my thing is, like, parlay might be a little bit beyond their comprehension.
Yeah, that's true.
What you can do is you go to throw this out there and make that bird call is if you will roll me an investigation while you're there.
Okay. I will do that. I will roll an investigation. Let's try that again and see what happens. Nope.
Nope. The only thing that you see as you step out onto the bridge is that there's a level of bioluminescence on the, because it's the giant dragon that has become a bridge, and so its spine, you could walk 4 or 5 people across the vertebra of this, just the arched portion of the vertebra of this dragon, right? This massive dragon. And with that, what you see, because you move out onto the bridge, you now see this level of bioluminescence that's just kind of on the bridge.
Okay. So it's actually lit a tiny bit better up here then.
Yes.
Does Vidath speak Undercommon?
Huh?
Vidath does not speak Undercommon. He speaks. Where's my language list? I put it here somewhere, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I imagined it. Let me see. Haha. Or I've got it in the other one, which would be fine.
Sergei does speak Undercommon.
Oh, no, yeah. I speak. I speak. It's the. I speak like there's a primal language he speaks, but I can't.
Primordial.
Yeah, I think that might be the one. I can't remember, and I'm trying to find it, and it's.
I can
it's
find
not
that answer
here.
for you.
But,
what languages do you speak?
Features of trade.
Common, deep speech. You speak deep speech.
That's it.
And Druidic.
Finally found it.
Got it.
Yeah. There it is.
Deep speech.
I took
Yes,
deep
because
speech.
of the horrors of cosmic space.
Yes, that's
sense.
correct. Yes. Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense than primordial, which is more like elementals.
I just forgotten, but yeah, deep speech.
So Sergei will start walking across the
Or
bridge, and
maybe
you go,
it's-
friends, we are here to send you back to your favorite place.
Roll me persuasion.
I will attempt a persuasion check because
I
he
will-
believes.
Give you I will give you advantage because Vidath has started helping you by giving the food and giving,
Yeah.
and you are also attempting to speak it in
15.
Undercommon.
And I'm trying to use small words, which is pretty easy for Sergei because that's normal.
Yep. Yep.
He's not dumb. He's just simple.
Yep. There is a massive distinction. And it is, so our dire Corbies will hear you because they have really good hearing. And are going to come. They're going to start to come towards you. but they're very distracted as they come towards you, right? By that bioluminescence on the bridge. And they're distracted by it to such a degree that it is... They start eating it, right? Because they eat lichen and fungus. So what you've put out, they're eating, but they're also looking at this bioluminescence. And they're coming towards you, but eating all of this bioluminescence.
Okay.
Sergey will also pull out like some coins because he knows that birds like shiny things, and he'll be like, I would like to help you with moving cost, migration cost.
While that's happening, I am going to scrape a little bit of the bioluminescence, just look at it, and just in case there's something weird.
Would you like to roll me a nature?
Sure. I shall roll a nature. Dagnabbit.
You still have a crit sitting on the table.
I'm wondering if this...
Do it.
If this information is critical, I feel like this is critical information, so I'm going, if I may, I will use the crit.
Do it.
With a crit, hold on. I had to answer somebody for work, and I'm like, I have the day off.
Look at the Lumez. I sense someone's answering someone for work.
Yeah,
No,
sorry.
No.
Why do people call? But because you spent the crit, you will learn 3 things, and I will let you ask 3 questions. Number 1,
Okey-doke.
they really like that bioluminescence.
Okay.
Kind of like catnip.
Oh no.
Number 2, as you kind of scrape it up, you realize that it's been applied. Like, it's a fungus, right? So a bioluminescent fungus of some sort. So, but you can see where it had been, like, applied on something and it started to spread naturally. But it had been applied. And number 2, remember how I said they like it like catnip?
Yeah.
It makes them real chill and easy to direct. And it's like, almost like somebody's, bringing it closer.
Okay. Yeah.
You have 3 questions
Yeah.
I may answer.
Oh no. Well, I mean, I would assume that I can't. The question predominant in my head is who put this here, but I don't know if that's an acceptable question.
It is an acceptable question. And I will let you, based on that nat 20, unfortunately it's in nature, with that nat 20, I will let you know that you can figure out that this bioluminescent fungus is not native to this level of the Underdark. It's not it's not common, it's not native to this level of the Underdark. It has to come from somewhere much deeper. So you're talking Snurfneblin or Dwergar, right?
Okay.
That level of the Underdark. Maybe sections of Drow areas, but
It's the gnomes.
it's unlikely.
Okay.
I'm blaming the gnomes.
And so, in the midst of this, while I'm figuring this out, I will whisper to I will whisper to Sergei. It's like, this is someone put this here. This comes from further down. This is supposed to keep them placid.
but also keep them here, not elsewhere?
Yeah, probably. And so the other two questions are would be about the more questions about this stuff, I presume, because that's what the nature roll was. Uh,
Exactly.
so, is it? Is there anything harmful about what it's doing to them?
It can become addictive.
Okay. Okay. I cannot think of a third question right now because I'm trying to because I can't figure the sort of based on the way that this is
Would
set up.
so our first so metagame, our first assumption was that a greater predator had moved them out of their normal migratory area.
Yeah.
But now seeing that there is an addictive substance that they are drawn to that has been moved to an area that it normally doesn't exist, it might be possible that that is what changed the migratory pattern.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So if we harvest and move the stuff back to wherever they want to go,
Yeah.
because I feel like destroying it will
It
just
could
get
be.
an addict's rage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fair. That's a fair point. Um, the only other question that's popped up in my head is possibly outside of this is anybody lying in wait right now? But
Well, the where you're standing on this giant dragon of a bridge,
yeah,
with that nat 20 in nature and what you've been looking at and how this is going, it does not seem that. Let's take it this way, right? Like you know that the fungus had been applied, but it has also started to grow naturally on its new location. So you can probably guess that there's no one physically in the nearby area, that they did
Yeah,
this a little while ago to kind of
yeah. Okay.
breadcrumb something to somewhere.
Yeah. All right. So just basically say, all right. So this stuff, someone put this here and probably brought them here. We could probably put this stuff elsewhere if we want them to move. It's not the best solution because it's sort of keeping them, it's not especially for their it's messing up their cycle. So they've got to get weaned off of this, but that's a long project. So that's something I'm going to talk to some other druids about. But
Rax, did we have to solve this or did we have to bring a solution?
No, you just had to let them know what the problem was. Right?
Cool.
So that's the thing that this is kind of like, if you can solve it easy, great. But if this is a bigger level that needs to be pushed up the chain, this that's why we have multi-level sort of adventurers that are happy to take on these little jobs.
it's fair. It's fair. So, yeah, basically, I think the best thing here probably, let me know if you agree here, is just to basically take some of this stuff back and show it to them. In the meantime, we can, afterward we can try and talk to some other druid circles and see if there's any way they might want to, because there are others who know more about the Underdark.
I mean, if you know a couple
can get them.
Circle of Spores druids, they might be real
Yeah.
helpy.
And see if we can get them to come around and see if they can get a good sort of plan in place to get them moved and then wean them off of this.
That sounds good to me. Then we no need to punch possible innocents.
Yeah. And I think this is probably why they're here.
That sounds likely. Did any of said paperwork we found have anything to do with?
I don't think it was the Zents because they're a surface organization, right?
Yes.
And they're just using it as a stash. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them.
But they also do like to cause issues with other groups. And I mean, this
That's
is
fair.
causing issue for Guntelgrim, so you
Yeah,
never
so
know.
it's possible that this stuff comes from much lower down. So if that's the case, they're working with someone much lower down, which is possible.
Here's the
We
Dawn
better
Gnome's
take
down
some of
there.
the papers back and show them. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that'll at least we can try. It makes sense what with it being there, so that would they know they wouldn't want to think they wouldn't want to attract these things to their hiding spot, but
Oh, that's true. That's true.
at the same time, they can't. They can't be completely. If this is a recent development, see, and if these have been and that been there for quite a long time, so I don't know. I don't know that they're the ones, but we'll bring
Maybe
some of the
we should
papers back,
report
show
back.
them. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. I mean, does it look like? I'm just going to, from best I can get at a glance from here. I'm not trying to mess with their territory. I'll come as close as they, non-threateningly. Just,
Well, that's the
just
thing
to,
is like because there's
Yeah.
there's this kind of symbiotic relationship is if you
Yeah.
are non-threatening and you don't get driven mad by their large amounts of cacophony,
yeah,
you can be amongst the flock relatively safely, right? Because that's why they act as quote unquote people use them as escorts to travel long distances through the Underdark.
Mhm.
They kind of like move in amongst the flock and let them be guards as they kind of move along their path.
okay.
So you know that, and that would make sense. You can get close enough as long as you're not intentionally threatening and you're not driven
Yeah.
mad by their sounds.
Yeah, and so wax in ears. I will just do a quick wellness check, basically, on them, on where they're currently situated to make sure that they're okay, if I can. And if it gets the cacophony starts getting back, I'm going to back away. But I'm just going to check. I'm just checking on them to make sure they're okay. And if it looks like they're okay for now, then we can go off and
Okay,
report back.
roll me. Okay, so this is where I, as a GM, am going to let you have a choice because they're humanoids, which means that technically it should be a medicine check. However, they're not sapient, so right, like they have a sapience, but they're really not. So, is it a nature check?
Yeah.
They're not quite animals, they're not quite humans. Your choice, nature or medicine.
I'm actually going to go with medicine because it's wisdom, which is my better stat. And again, it's like treat them like people.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it makes sense to me. I think it's also.
and
true.
unfortunately, I have no clue.
No, you don't.
Oh, jeez. Eh.
So,
No, they're fine.
yeah, as far as you're aware, they're fine. You're pretty. You know that it
Can
might
I-
be
can I-
damaging in the long run, but there doesn't seem to be any big
Yeah.
current problems.
Can I be a translator since I know Undercommon and give the help action instead of taking what was there for the thing, but to give them a reroll for advantage retroactively?
I will accept.
I mean, we are
it.
trying to do a humanitarian aid.
I will accept it for humanitarian aid, and this is a charity stream to benefit a great group that provides humanitarian services. Where you provide Fisher House Foundation, which provides care, housing, and support for veterans and/or their family members, while those veterans and/or family members undergo medical treatment at various VA hospitals around the country and around the world. Thanks you for the point. Roll.
Excellent. That's better.
18. Yes, an 18 is much, much better. It doesn't seem to be that they're in immediate medical danger. This is probably not good for them long term, but they're probably going to migrate somewhere before then.
Okay.
Like they're a migratory pattern, so something might change their mind.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So the main thing is so that's a longer term thing basically. As we
Yeah.
come back, we just want. Yeah, I think.
And you would probably,
right,
want like a circle of, like I said, you would want a circle of spores druid to kind of also come look at
Yeah.
the fungus to make sure it might,
Yeah.
its new growing environment hasn't changed its properties in ways that you're not sure of.
So I just basically convey that and just be like, yeah, we just want to make sure. I mean, they're probably going to be migrating, but their patterns might have been affected by this. So we're going to see if I can get a hold of some circle of spore folk to some of the spore folk to come out and see if we can better direct it so that so that we can get them back on something more of a natural pattern. Get them off this stuff if at all possible. And it's a good idea, though, that you had to take some of the papers back as well, just so that the folks up there know there's Zentarum down here from time to time.
There might be there could be agent in Gonteldrim even.
Yeah, fair enough. Aye. I guess we can bring him back that sword. That'd be another contribution.
Oh, yeah,
None
yeah.
of us use it. Yeah.
Donations. The Dorm likes donations.
Yeah. All right.
So we shall return
Yeah.
to the temple, the spherical temple.
Yeah, so bid a heartfelt goodbye to the to the giant bird people, to the dire corvies, and bring a bunch of stuff. Report back.
Indeed. As you make your way back, the female presenting dwarf priestess is still sitting at the desk, making notes, checking as you go through.
We have returned with information.
And anyways, all right then. Seems to be all in order. Anything important I need to know besides the fact apparently somebody's trying to kill us all with a bunch of corvies?
We'll debrief. I'll defer to Vidath to kind of give the recap.
Yeah. Well, there's some. Be careful. As there's some big spiders, and there was an octopus down there. There's also the Zentarum at a spot down there. So some of these papers.
I hate dealing with them. They're such assholes.
Yeah, so they might have someone nearby. I don't think they're directly involved necessarily, but they might have something. Who knows? But so the question is just sort of some of this lichen that needs to get that's got planted there by someone further down. So it could be Dwergar, could be Sverfniblin, but someone from a lower level, and is messing with them, so moving them toward you.
Well, that's right fun. Do you have a recommendation for a Circle of the Spores druid, or just anyone that you know?
Yeah, I got it. I think it's, I don't know. Just give him a couple of names of folks that I know in the area that might be able to help.
Yep. All right, we take that and take that. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, the Church of the Temple of Torm thanks you for your service and appreciates anything and everything you do. Any additional healing y'all's require at the moment?
Sorry. Here is the share of loot for the Torm. There's an extra 50 gold in there. It just felt right. And yes,
Temple thanks you for your donation.
I'm a little rough around the edges, but nothing a good sleep can fix.
Well, we do have various accommodations available for you all, and you can definitely take advantage of them free of charge. It also comes with a hot bath, if that seems something that seems it might make you feel better.
That sounds lovely.
So
He also brought you this big great sword, and
Oh yeah.
and this tiny, this small dwarf picks up the great sword, kind of twirls it offhand and left hand. That's really nicely balanced, that is. Thank you. I'll add it to the armory. We have a bunch of paladins that don't know how to treat their gear yet. So, as we fade away and end this first game for you all, thank you all for being here. Thank you to my wonderful players for agreeing to get up early this morning and join me on this fun time. We're going to pan back and we're going to ask a very important question. A week has gone by. The couple of Circle of the Spores druids have come in and they're like, no, this is an invasive species. This fungus cannot be up here. It's like taking, it's like kudzu. It was perfectly fine in its own environment, but take it somewhere like here and put it this close to a magma. It's just going to spread like crazy. You're going to have massive problems. This is just not good. We're going to deal with it. And it moves the corvids back onto their normal migratory patterns. But then a notification comes through from the Temple of Torm. And I'm going to give you what that notification is, and then you're going to tell me what your character's immediate response is. An alert comes from Baldur's Gate. And Baldur's Gate is why Faerun cannot have nice things. Right? Like, literally, Baldur's Gate is why Faerun cannot have nice things. That it appears cultists have released Vecna onto the plane. Please be on the lookout, and if you see any cultists in Vecna attire, or anyone asks you if you wish to know more about or join the Church of Vecna, please inform the Temple of Torm immediately. Thank you. We appreciate your assistance in this matter. If you see Vecna himself, run, screaming.
Well, here we go again. It's the end times all over again.
Oh, don't worry about that. Just like I had said before, I punch it. Sergey will actually volunteer for any group that is going out in search of the cultists.
It's more of a not in search of, but patrol to make sure they don't come closer to Gauntlgrim or anywhere. It's like they have enough. Gauntlgrim has enough issues, right? Like they had an Illithid problem. They might have a Dwarrigar Snarfneblin problem. They've always got a Drow problem. There's that one guy who's a vampire dwarf who likes to turn drow into vampire spawn and use them as bodyguards to protect the city. Like, they don't need Vecna in Gauntlgrim.
That's fine. He'll just volunteer for whatever it is to assist, because he is lawful good. Mm-hmm. He feels a little chaotic sometimes, but his goal is to be good. So
yeah, and would avoid Vecna. It would not want to have to deal with Vecna.
No, he's not going to actually try and punch Vecna, but he will go after the cultists for sure.
Go. You can definitely go after the cultists. And what about Vidath?
Vidath, hearing about this again, is like believes that is just sort of thinking, okay, so this god Vecna has been released onto this plane, which means that the ancient enemy is in motion once again, because they're not going to the horrible things from beyond are not going to rest when they see an opportunity. So he's going to have to start looking into anything he can to find out if there's any cosmic problems, which is always a pain in the neck, but unfortunately it is his lot in life, for that is his destiny. So he will go off and start looking into that.
Good. And that is where we're going to end for today. This first stream of this day 2 of our fundraiser for Fisher House. Oh, excuse me, my apologies. But we're going to let my wonderful players who volunteered to show up early this morning introduce themselves, tell you where you can find them online, share some joy, and then I'll do my spiel at the end.
After you, good sir.
All right. Thank you. This was a delight. It was a lot of fun getting to play this character again. As I like I said, I play him on and off, and in various things, and so it's nice always to come back and revisit. Um, and I was just I was delighted by the by the I was actually delighted that this turned out to be a mission of preservation and medical aid, so and nature preservation. So that was very cool and very in theme, I think. So awesome, awesome. Always wonderful getting to play with both of these folks. So very glad for that. I am Jim Ryan. I am OtherDoc. That's OTHERDOC on Twitch and on most social media platforms, except for the ones that I'm not. The ones that I'm not, I am Jim. Yes, that Jim. And I am streaming right now on Tuesday nights. We have our campaign of Nine Fox Gambit, which is dystopian military sci-fi, run by my friend Hollow. That's been very interesting of late. So we have that going on. Sometime, hopefully before the end of the month, on Friday nights, we're going to be doing starting a campaign of Bookhounds of London, which is a Trail of Cthulhu setting. That's going to be run by Pope, and so very much looking forward to that. That aside, I have do various one-shots and things of that nature on my channel as well. I have a game coming out very soon for anyone who might be interested. It's an actual, real physical thing now, which is terrifying to me in some ways. 1 year hence, I have put together a Descended from the Queen game that is Green Knight themed. So basically, it's about folks going to who have challenged the Green Knight going to the Green Chapel to meet their fates. And so that very soon, if anyone who wishes to look at my socials, will we'll see when that is released. I'm going to try to get it out both physically and digitally. And so I'm very excited for that. Prax actually helped with playtesting on that one. And
I did.
so
it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
I'm both terrified and excited, as this will be my first major release of anything coming out game wise. So very looking very much forward to that. As always, thank you so much for inviting me into your house. This was an absolute delight.
Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for agreeing to take this early morning session and starting us off with fun and shenaniganry, but also interestingly different ways. And then last but never least right now is Chris. Hey, Chris, thank you again for doing this. Everyone watching at home, appreciate the fact that Chris is not on the East Coast and not on East Coast time. So he got up earlier to join us for this early morning, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was super happy too. I mean, it's a little earlier than my work, the time I have to get up for work, but since I took time off, all I had to do was put on a t-shirt and sweatpants, so that was a lot better. I am Chris Geary, and I am happy to be here. I always enjoy the time I get to spend with the two that that I got to play with today. I currently am doing a sort of experimental storytelling kind of game on Lost Worlds Archives every other Friday. Unfortunately, last Friday, it got canceled due to emergency gallbladder surgery on my part.
Which we are very glad that you're feeling better and here to join us.
Yes. My gallbladder tried to be an assassin and it failed. So I am here this upcoming, let's see, no, that'd be the first, not what day is today. Yeah. So that was on the first. So this next session is this upcoming Friday. It is called Forgotten No More. It's a couple of gods who had kind of faded away over the centuries, and they have encountered followers who have reawoken their presence, and we explore the concept of faith, of belief, of making meaningful connections, and the power that those connections create. Chantel B on Socials and Wasabote are my two players, and we've had a wonderful time. So it's very story oriented, but it is based off of a OSR called Godbound. If you do want to play Godlings, but you want to stay in the D20 realm, it is an interesting system. And there is a free version, so like a rules or a light version of it that you can get if you are interested in that sort of game. But yeah, that's me. You can find me at Chris Geary anywhere I am. And I am looking to probably do more streams come the spring. So be on the watch for my kind of shenanigans.
Having experienced being able to play at Chris's table, it is always a joy to see how the story unfolds, and you definitely want to check those out. But again, thank you for both for being here. Thank you to everyone who's watching along. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, we are raising money for the Fisher House Foundation in this battle of the branches to see which branch is the best, and the answer is Coast Guard. The answer is Coast Guard. Because which other branch has a peacetime mission? Just saying, none of the others have a peacetime mission. But you can donate to affect the game and all of that, but I'll give more of a spiel about that in a little bit. We want to say thank you again to these wonderful people as we're going to take a break. Next game will start at 1 o'clock, and we've got 3 more wonderful players who are diving into Faerun. The fabulous Lynn. Look, the next 3 games should be just chaos. I'm gonna tell you. If you thought yesterday was gonna be chaotic, the next game is Lynn, Trooper, and Lindy. Okay? Just putting that out there. And then the 4:30 game is Urban Bohemian, Dan, PB, and Mandy. Lady Luck. That's gonna be fun. And the last game of the night is going to be at 8 o'clock with my dear friend Kelly Lane and Pirate and Simon Wandering DM. I am here for the next next bunch of hours of 9-10 hours, whatever it is, of shenaniganry, and I hope you will come along with me on this ride as well. We will see you all in a little bit, everybody.